Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be a long line of tutorials for beginners to advanced. We're going to start off with beginners. We're going to learn Maya, okay? We're going to learn Maya from scratch. We're going to go through every single thing there is to learn about Maya, from modeling, rigging, animation, effects, rendering, etc., etc. So it's going to be it is going to range from beginners to advanced, and if you've never touched Maya before, that's cool because we'll go through it slowly. And Let's begin. Okay, we'll start off quite slow. I'm going to teach you this little row over here for now. Um, it looks a little daunting when you open up Maya, but don't stress. I mean, if you press spacebar, you get into all your commands or options that are the same over here at the top here, which are the same down here. Maya just gives you a lot of different options to get to places that you need to, so you can work quickly. Whatever is more comfortable for you, you can work like that. Okay, so let's begin. If I hold down Alt and I hold my left mouse button down, I can rotate. If I hold down Alt and use my right mouse button, I can zoom in and out. Okay. Or if I hold down Alt and press in my middle, this wheel thingy, if I hold that in and click it down, I can pan. And I can also zoom by not holding Alt and just zooming in and out with my wheel. Okay. So if I hold down Alt, left mouse button, rotate, Alt, middle mouse button, which is the wheel, I can pan, and Alt and right mouse button, I can zoom, or I can zoom just by scrolling my mouse button, my wheel. Okay, so let's create something so we can test some of these tools out. I'm going to go to Create, Polygons, and Cube. Okay, don't stress, we'll get back to all of these things: NURBS, polygons, volumes, etc. So for now, polygon primitives, I'm going to create a cube. I just click on it, boom, there's a cube, and I want to be able to move it, so I'll click on my move tool here and I can move it. Always try and move things on the arrows, okay? Don't, if I just hold in the center or somewhere like in the center, I can move it in any direction, but that's not a good thing because you're moving it in 3D space, so there's absolutely no accuracy, okay? If you're gonna move something, move it on the arrows, okay? There we go. So I got my X, my Z, and my Y, and then you'll notice there's like these little squares next to it. What do these do? It allows you to move this object on two axes. So if I take this one over here, it's in between this, which is my Z, and my Y axis. So this allows me to move it on my Z and my Y axis only, and not on my, what's the other one? X, okay? If I turn it around, I can see a Y and I can see X, okay? And so if I click on this one, it allows me to move it on my Y and my X axis only and not my Z. And if I see one at the bottom here, boom, this allows me on my Z and X and not on my Y axis, okay? Let's try and angle it like that, and you can see it doesn't go up on my Y axis, okay? So that's moving. Here's my rotation. If I click my rotation, I can, same thing, always try and move things on the actual lines or guides given to you, because this gives you accuracy, okay? If I move it in the middle here, I can move it around whichever way I want to, but I got no accuracy, okay? And then I've got my scale tool. Scale, if I want uniform scale, I can grab the center and scale it like that. I can scale it on my Y, I can scale it on my Z, I can scale it on my X. And once again, I've got the squares, so I can scale it in those two axes. You can see they highlight, or these two, X and Z, or X and Y. Boom. Okay? Now, if you want absolute accuracy, hold down, you'll see on the side here, these are kind of like all the attributes and stuff I get for my cube. If I hold down Control and press A anywhere, I get these simple attributes, okay? So here's my PC Cube 1, there it is. I can rename it to Cube, okay? I've got my translates, my rotates, my scales, and my visibility. So if I want to scale something, extremely accurate, I can hold down my left mouse button. I can scroll and drag if I want to the different attributes. So in this case I want translate and I want to put 0, puts it right back on the 0 for me. If I want to rotate 90 degrees on the Y, boom boom, I can. So this is just accuracy. If I want all my scales to be the same, I can just pull down 5 on each and it makes it all 5 on each. Or I can just click on 1 and I can say I want that to be 2. So you've got absolute accuracy. Absolute accuracy on whatever you want. Okay. So what have we covered? We've covered this. This is a select tool. If I just click anywhere on white space where there's nothing, it deselects everything. If I click on my object, I get my object. Okay. If I duplicate, Control D, now I've duplicated the object and I want to move it, click on my move tool and I've got 2. Okay, we'll come back to duplicate, don't worry, but I'm just showing you. So Control D duplicates and I can move it. If I select 2, so the select tool here or any other tool, I can just select. This tool here doesn't do anything else but select really. So if I click on that one and I want to select another one, I can hold down Shift and click on as many objects as I want to. Hold down Shift, so boom, Shift, and I can click on my different objects, or I can grab a marquee around them. Okay. This one over here is a marquee select tool. You're not going to really use it for something this small, but if you had thousands of pieces of geometry or mainly vertices or faces, which we'll get to later, this is when you start using a marquee tool. I can just grab a marquee around the things I want and I can select them all. Okay. Boom. Okay. This is a painting select tool. So if I have vertices, which we'll get back to later, I can just paint over the vertices which I want and it'll select those ones. Okay. We'll get back to all this later. Basically for now we're just going to be in object mode and we're just going to learn these for now. So select tool, marquee tool, paint vertices tool. You can see when I selected it, jumps automatically to vertices. If I go down here and go to faces, I can paint faces. We'll get back to that. Don't worry about that for now. Move tool, let me just get back into object mode. And we'll get back into that as well, components and object mode, etc. So here's my move tool. I can take things, I can select them all, I can move them as one. My rotate tool, I can rotate, select as many as I want, and it rotates around their each individual axis. And scale tool, I can do the same with this. Boom. Quick keys. Okay. Q is your select tool. Okay. W, move tool. E on the keyboard, rotate tool. And R is your scale tool. Okay. So mess around with those, check them out, see what they like. Get familiar with moving around. Alt, I can move around, see, okay, that's Q. I can bring it a little bit like that. Select this one, okay, hit W, move it close to that, or, terrible, I know. Another thing of how to move things, if I hold down V, you see my little cursor changes to a circle. And with that little wheel on your mouse, if I hold that down, click it in, then I can snap it to other vertices of other objects. Okay, so I'm snapping that center point to the corner, this side corner. You can see there, it's directly on that corner. If I hold out V, turns into a circle, and I can start snapping it to different parts of another object. Okay, different vertices, different points of another object. Right, so there is a lot more to cover on these kind of things, more advanced moving and selecting and whatnot, but we'll get to that. Thanks, and I'll see you later.